All right, brothers and sisters, I am back for another one. I want to be able to share with you today the meaning of the number four. So some of you all, when you see the number four, you go to Google and YouTube, you start typing in these numbers, and you get some angel numbers that pop up, and they start telling you about your future and things of that nature. This is not no angel numbers video, and this is not gematria. I'm sharing with you a biblical breakdown dealing with the number four, and this breakdown will be coming from my book entitled The Spiritual and Prophetic Meaning of Numbers. This book took years to comprise, and this pulls from the definition on how the Most High uses the number throughout the text. And as he continued to use the same number over and over again in certain situations, I have drawn that to be the definition of the number. All right, so a few words and a few definitions that's associated with the number four is, if you're a person that keeps seeing this number four over and over again, think about these words right here: division, diversity, a judgment, prophetic order, direction, transition, and light. All right, so just keep those things in mind. If you're a person that see the number four while you're driving, on receipts, in your dreams, you catch a picture, look at the clock, you see it's 4 o'clock all the time, or all these fours. All right, the number four is connected to division, direction, diversity, judgment, light, prophetic order, and transition. It's interesting to know that the book of Numbers is the fourth book of the Bible. That's just something to keep in mind as well. Division. So let's pay the first word we're going to talk about today that's associated with the number four is division. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. And the Most High said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for years and for days." So just like the number two, all right, 2 plus 2, the number four is associated with division as well. He divided the lights in the firmament from day to night. He let them be for signs and for seasons and for years and for days and for years. We got the sun, we got the moon, we got the lights, stars on the fourth day. So the fourth day was associated with division. Genesis chapter 10, 2 verse 10. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from there it was parted and became into 4 heads. All right, so we talk about that Garden of Eden, that water that flowed through there, the Garden of Eden. It was divided into 4. The 4 is associated with division. Genesis chapter 10, verse 5. By these were the islands of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their family, and in their nations. Let me see. 4 different ways of division. Genesis 10 and 5. Let me slow down just a little bit. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after their tongue, after their families, in their nations. All right, 4 different ways of separation. Genesis chapter 10, verse 20. These are the sons of Ham after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Genesis 10 and 31. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. Genesis chapter 10, verse 11. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples, nations, tongues, and kings. 4 different divisions or classifications of people. All right, you see this? So 4 is associated with division. The next word we want to talk about today is diversity. 4 is associated with diversity. When you go to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 3, and he said, and 4 great beasts came up out of the sea, diverse from one another. 4 beasts, all diverse or different from another. Daniel 7 and 7. After this, I saw in night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake into pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. 4 beasts, one of them diverse. 4 is dealing with diversity. Daniel 7 and 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were as iron, and his nails as brass, which devoured, breaking to pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. 4 beasts, diverse from one another. Revelation 7 and 9, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, kindreds, and people, and tongues. 4 different divisions. Diverse group of people, if you will. Nations, kindreds, people, and tongues, who stood before the throne and before the Lamb, and they were clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. 4 different groups of people. Right here, Revelation 17 and 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are people, multitudes, nations, and tongues. 4 different diverse group of people. Proverbs chapter 30 and verse 24. There be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but are exceeding wise. Talks about these 4 different type of creatures. These 4 creatures was the ants, the conies, the locusts, and the spiders. Proverbs 30 and 29. There be 3 things which go well, but yet 4 are comely and going. The lions, the greyhounds, the goats, and the kings were classified as 4 diverse, powerful creatures. So the next word we want to associate with the number 4 is prophetic order. The number 4, as you will soon to come find out, is connected to prophetic events as well. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 6, and after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl, 4 wings as a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. So 4 is associated with prophecy. Daniel had the dream of these 4 beasts. One of them had 4 wings. We know that was the 3rd beast of Greece. And then the beast had 4 heads combined together and had 4 heads, 4 different kings, 4 different empires. Daniel 8 and 22. Now that being broken, 4 stood up for it. 4 kingdoms to stand up out of that nation, but not in his power, not in Alexander's power, but 4 kingdoms should rise up out of the Grecians. First Maccabees chapter 1 and 6. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. Or he talked about these honorable men, and this Maccabees, it lines up with Daniel 8 and 22. First Maccabees 1 and 9, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. So the book of Maccabees simply just, went on to further explain the book of Daniel, chapter 8, about these 4 kings that was going to rise up, not being in Alexander's power. All right, so the number 4 has to deal with prophetic order, and the number 4 is associated with judgment. If you continually see the number 4 showing up in your life, it may be time to ask for forgiveness. The number 4 is connected to judgment or punishment. You will also see judgment manifesting later in the chapter concerning the number 40. Ezekiel 14 and verse 21. For this says the Most High, how much more when I shall send my 4 sore judgment upon Jerusalem, the sword, the famine, the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast. The 4 sore judgments. 4 is associated with judgment. Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, says the Most High, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. 4 kinds of judgments. Revelation 6 and verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened up one of the seals, and I heard, as it was the noise of the thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. Revelation came, it was 4 beasts. And then he opened up the sea, and he saw in judgment. Judgment was taking place. When you go back to the judgments are these four horses, he said the first horse was a white horse, and it represented power that was going to conquer the inhabitants of the earth, which is judgment. The second horse was red. Its job was to take peace from the earth, judgment, and to cause all its inhabitants to kill one another. The third horse was black. The job of the black horse was to set outrageous prices that will affect people's ability to buy and sell. This is another judgment. The fourth horse was pale. The name of this horse name was Death. So I don't need to even go any further about the 4 for us. Revelation chapter 7 and verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living Most High, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Revelation 7 and 3. It says, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power, the Most High, in their foreheads. This was judgment. Another word I want to associate with the number 4 is direction. And keep this in mind, like I said earlier, or maybe on some of the previous videos, that numbers are just like words in the fact that they have multiple meanings. So if you're just seeing a number, don't just think that it just has one meaning. It can mean more than one thing. So the number 4 is dealing with direction. As mentioned earlier, there are 4 directions of what we are familiar with today: north, east, west, and south. This seems to be true in ancient times as well. So we know we got 4 different directions: north, east, south, and west. Daniel chapter 7 and 2. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my night visions by night, and behold, the 4 winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. 4 winds of heaven. Ezekiel chapter 46 and 21. Then he brought me forth into the inner court, and it caused me to pass by the 4 corners of the court. And behold, in every corner of the court, there was a court. 4 corners of the court. Ezekiel 46, 22. And in the 4 corners of the court, there were courts joined of 40 cubits long and 30 broad. These 4 corners were of one measure. Exodus chapter 25 and 12. And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof, and 2 rings shall be in the one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side. Revelation 7 and 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor any tree. So here in this section, we have multiple scriptures that relate the number 4 to the directions of the earth. If you continue to visualize the number 4, consider that the Almighty may be getting you ready to experience division, diversity, judgment, prophecy, or maybe preparing you to walk in a different direction. Like all numbers, pray to the Most High first for his spiritual enlightenment. Take these definitions to him in prayer and ask if you need to take heed to any of these warnings. So listen, I'm just simply providing you with the scriptures and providing you with words and meanings. And it's up to you to write down the words and meanings, and you offer those up in prayer to the Almighty, and he will be able to confirm if any of those words and meanings are what you're supposed to pay attention to in your life. So if you found great value in this video right here, share this video with someone. Share this video with a family member, a friend, someone in your congregation, or someone that you know that's been thinking about these numbers. Okay, so the next time we see each other again,